Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ranger's Rest, but I'm Philip, and today is Wednesday. That means it's time for another Whiskey Library review. This is the last week before the Virginia Whiskey Tournament kicks off. And I'm reviewing some whiskeys this week that I've been putting off, starting with a Distillerie Acadian barrel pick, done by my friends Doug, Randall, and Germ. I don't remember what Germ's actual first name is. Anyway, Doug, Randall, and Germ, 3 guys, 1 grain. This is the last of the single malt from Distillerie Acadian for now, or among the last. But before I get into that, just really quick, ladies and gentlemen, next week on Monday, the Virginia Whiskey Tournament kicks off. And the first bout 1 is Open Road Distilling, Brady's Distilling Company, Old House Winery and Distillery, and Three Crosses Distilling Company. Bout 2, which is going to be running simultaneously, is going to be New Realm, Lost Whiskey Company, Highlands Distilling Company, and Springfield Distilling Company. Some really great distilleries. Before then, I will have the updated bracket up. I'm going to finish the spreadsheet with all the information about the distilleries on it and hand it off to Doug. But he's busy at the moment, so I'm not actually worried about it. And I'll talk about those next Monday. But for now, let's talk about this. I've got it in my Single Malt Frontier and the Whiskey Lodge combo barrel pick logo glass. Ooh. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this. This is interesting. So, Distillerie Acadian had released a couple of batches of the port cask finish. This is batch 3. I refer to it lovingly as batch 3 guys 1 grain. It is cask strength, which the others were not. 61.3% alcohol by volume. They named their barrel pick Raisin Dram. Come on, focus on that. It's not going to do it. But you get the idea. It's called Raisin Dram. It retailed for $65 US. And look at that color. Look at that color on my big white billboard forehead. There we go. Nice ruby color. Almost more of a garnet, I think. On the nose, yeah, I know where they were getting Raisin Dram from. It does have that literally smells like Raisin Bran. A little bit of a tobacco-y-ness in there. A little bit of like a kind of creamy note in there. But yeah, raisins, grape skin, the bran flakes, a little bit of powdered sugar. It's not too hot on the palate, but you can tell that it is a higher proof. So, first blush on the palate, it's mostly the bran part of Raisin Bran, and then creeping up behind, you get that sweet, like dried grape raisiny. I mean, you know what it is, because like you eat grapes and they're nice and sweet. Raisins have that like slight tannic note to them. That is the higher percentage of grape skin to pulpy fruit. And there's a little bit of there's a little bit of like a caramel note in there. A little bit of like dried brush. I don't wanna say this is one note, but this is very much like, oh, yeah, Raisin Bran. Once you taste, you'll understand, and it never, like, leaves consciousness as you're drinking it because it's just that's the big note that comes out. Mm. Oh, yeah. There's also, like, a little bit of a cocoa note in there, like, almost leaning towards coffee, kinda dry cocoa note. And the finish, I think the finish could be longer, could be a little bit more oily, but it's that's when the, like, raisin note really pops, because you get that, like, spike of the raisin note, and then it drops back down into the more balanced Raisin Bran sort of flavor and tapers off. Hmm. Makes for a really interesting dram, because it's not exactly what you would expect. Just beautiful stuff. I really enjoy it. Well, and while I'm talking about that, ladies and gentlemen, let's ask and answer 3 questions. The first one being, do I enjoy it? The answer is yes. I really do enjoy it. I think it's fantastic American single malt whiskey, and I think that this really is an exceptional, like, if you've got friends who are kinda, on American single malt, if you can find any Bond Vale, that'll do the trick. But this one is a really good one to share, I think. Second question is, do I think it's a good value? Frankly, a cask strength American single malt whiskey for $65 is hard to beat on its own. Add into the fact that it was produced in limited quantity, and this is genuinely, for now, likely some of the last American single malt whiskey that's going to be coming out of Distillerie Acadian. It's hard to say anything other than that it is a great value. Third and final question is, do I recommend it? And unfortunately, I've sat on this for so long that you can't get any anymore. So I really apologize for that, but I wanted to review this because I wanted to talk about a whiskey that my friends are involved in, and I think that this is a great whiskey. Um, so if one of your friends has some, go ahead and steal it. Uh, because I'd say it's worth it. It's very good. I enjoy it. And on Friday, I'm going to be talking about the other three guys, one grain barrel pick, which is barrel number 45, Milky Way. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Just really quick, like I said, the Virginia Whiskey Tournament is kicking off in a week. There are going to be polls posted here, Instagram, threads. You guys are going to have your say in who moves on to the second round. Um, I'm really looking forward to it. I always enjoy running the Virginia Whiskey Tournament. It's my way of like sort of bringing to the attention of others some of the fantastic distilleries within the Commonwealth of Virginia. If you'd like to support that, I have an Etsy shop linked in the description down below and a Spreadshirt shop. I haven't gotten my sample shirts yet, but as soon as they're here, I'm going to be wearing them when I record to show off and to let you guys know that I have merch. I have merch that specifically supports the Virginia Whiskey Tournament to offset the cost of that trophy. Thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay happy, stay geeks, slancha.